Some people have everything they once prayed for, yet still feel empty inside. Think about that carefully. The success arrived. The money arrived. The relationship arrived. The recognition arrived. But somehow, the emptiness remained. And maybe that confuses people because humans naturally believe external achievement will automatically create internal peace. But external success and inner fulfillment are not always the same thing. That matters more than people realize. Because many people spend years chasing things they believe will finally make them feel complete. More success. More attention. More validation. More control. Yet the deeper ache remains untouched. Why? Because emptiness is rarely only about what people lack externally. Sometimes it comes from disconnection internally. Disconnection from purpose. From identity. From peace. From God. Now think carefully about modern culture. People are constantly told to achieve more. Become more. Acquire more. And maybe that creates an endless cycle of striving. Because once one goal is reached, another immediately appears. Humans adapt quickly to achievement. What once felt exciting eventually becomes normal. And many people quietly discover that accomplishment alone cannot heal internal emptiness. Now think about Scripture. One of the wealthiest and wisest men in the Bible still wrestled with emptiness. Solomon had power, wisdom, wealth, pleasure, influence. Yet he repeatedly described life as feeling empty when disconnected from deeper meaning. Think about that carefully. A person can gain everything externally while still feeling restless internally. That changes the conversation entirely. Because many people assume emptiness only affects people who are struggling outwardly. But some of the emptiest people appear successful publicly. Now consider another reason people feel empty inside. Unprocessed pain. Many people keep moving forward without ever slowing down enough to heal emotionally. They distract themselves constantly. Through work, entertainment, relationships, busyness. But distraction is not healing. And buried pain does not disappear simply because people stay busy. Eventually, unresolved wounds begin affecting identity, relationships, and emotional well-being quietly. Now think carefully about loneliness. A person can be surrounded by people and still feel deeply empty internally. Why? Because connection and visibility are not the same thing. Many people feel unseen emotionally, misunderstood internally. They perform versions of themselves others expect while privately feeling disconnected from who they truly are. And maybe that hidden disconnection creates emptiness deeper than people realize. Now let's talk about purpose. Humans need meaning. Think about that carefully. Without meaning, life begins feeling repetitive, empty, directionless. People wake up, work, repeat routines. Yet internally wonder, what is all of this for? And maybe that question becomes louder during quiet moments. Because humans were created for more than survival alone. People long for significance, for purpose, for connection beyond temporary achievement. Now consider another difficult truth. Many people seek identity entirely through external validation. Approval, recognition, attention. And when identity depends completely on outside affirmation, emptiness grows quickly whenever validation disappears. Because no amount of human approval permanently satisfies the deeper need for worth and belonging. Think about that carefully. Now think about Jesus speaking with people who felt spiritually empty. He often addressed deeper thirst beneath external behavior. Not just actions, but internal hunger. And perhaps many modern struggles are rooted in spiritual emptiness people try to fill through temporary things. Temporary pleasure. Temporary distractions. Temporary achievements. Yet temporary things rarely satisfy permanent hunger. Now let's discuss emotional exhaustion. Some people feel empty because they are depleted. They have spent years giving emotionally without receiving restoration. Helping everyone else. Supporting everyone else. Carrying pressure silently. And eventually, they feel numb internally. Not because they are heartless, but because exhaustion drained emotional capacity slowly over time. Now think carefully about this. Emptiness often grows where honesty disappears. Many people suppress what they truly feel. Suppress grief. Suppress fear. Suppress disappointment. Because vulnerability feels uncomfortable. But ignored emotions do not disappear. They accumulate quietly. And eventually create internal heaviness people struggle to explain. Now consider something important. Feeling empty does not automatically mean someone is ungrateful. That misunderstanding causes many people shame. They think, I should be happy. I have good things. Why do I still feel this way? But emotional emptiness is not always solved through external blessings alone. Sometimes deeper healing is needed. Deeper reflection. Deeper connection. Now think about this carefully. People often try to fill spiritual emptiness with temporary substitutes. Constant entertainment. Constant relationships. Constant achievement. Constant distraction. Because silence forces confrontation with what is happening internally. And maybe that is why many people fear stillness. Because stillness reveals emptiness distractions temporarily hide. But perhaps emptiness itself can become an invitation. An invitation to slow down. Reflect. Heal. Reconnect with purpose. Reconnect with God. Think about that carefully. Now maybe someone listening feels empty right now. If so, remember this. Your emptiness does not mean your life lacks value. And it does not mean your story is over. Sometimes emptiness reveals that the soul is searching for something deeper than temporary satisfaction can provide. And maybe healing begins the moment people stop numbing the emptiness long enough to understand what it is truly trying to say. Because not every empty feeling is meaningless. Sometimes it reveals a deeper hunger for purpose, peace, healing, and connection. So the real question is not, why do I feel empty? Maybe the real question is, what have I been trying to fill my soul with that was never designed to satisfy it permanently? Think about that carefully. Because some forms of emptiness are not punishments. They are signals. Signals that something deeper needs attention. And perhaps the beginning of healing starts there. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to Grace Unseen for more hope-filled biblical truths, emotional healing, and deeper wisdom from Scripture. And before you go, leave a comment below. Have you ever experienced a season where you felt empty inside even when life looked fine externally? Your story may encourage someone else who feels silently disconnected right now.